Hey guys! Hey guys, welcome to Wonderland. I received something from Zendure again. And indeed, I already had some batteries, and now I finally got the Hyper 2000. This is basically the latest product from Zendure, but it's already a bit older. And it fits quite well with the season because the sunlight is getting worse and you might have your batteries sitting there, but you can't fully charge them. And the Hyper can help with that because it has the capability to discharge your stored solar power into the home network or to charge the battery without using any strange extra cables or inverters. So, I'm curious. And you see, I have two batteries. This is the AB1000 and the AB1000, 2000, and that's very important. What you need to know is that there are certain limitations. For example, if you only have one battery, the battery cannot be charged as quickly. If you have two batteries, it goes faster because in principle, the Hyper 2000 has two MPPTs, as you can see here. So here are two 4 strands connected, don't get confused. They are of different lengths, but you have one MPPT here and one there. You can still connect 4 panels accordingly, and each MPPT can handle up to around 20 amps, and I believe 18 to 48. Volts is the operating voltage. So you get around 900 watts in R per MPPT, so 1800 watts in total. I am very curious. We probably won't manage that now in November, but at the latest, when March, April, May begins and the sun shines again. This will be very interesting. Here on the side, you can still see this is the connection for the alternating current, where you then feed into the home network. And you can charge your battery here, and I don't want to show you much more here. I will always show you the specs again, so you have seen them, but the nice thing about it is you can simply place the device on your existing batteries. Here you have the connection at the bottom, which I still need to unlock, and you simply plug it into your batteries here and you can get started. I'm going to cut here and move to the garage. Then I will carry out the installation there. And very importantly, this is not a review. I will first install the device. A proper review can only be given when the sun is shining, and that will probably be in spring again. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that this is not a review, because reviews of the devices that are currently available in October and November make no sense, in my opinion, because I mean, what do you want to review when there's hardly any sun? But okay, as I said, I'm making a cut now, and I'll be in the garage with you shortly. So, I'm now in the garage. You can see my Encasolic SolarBank 2 Pro is still there. This is the new Hyper 2000 from Zendure with the batteries, and I have already wired the cables, the MC4 connectors. And as I said, very important, you must ensure that the cables from the correct MPPT are always connected together. And here you always have 2 female, 2 male, and they must always be wired accordingly. But all of this is also explained in detail in the manual. I am now here in the Zendure app, and we want to set up the device, so I'm turning it on now. Then it turns green here and starts. And then we will add a Hyper 2000 here. Next, so press and hold the 3 buttons, the IoT button, for 3 seconds until the Wi-Fi indicator blinks quickly. 1, 2, 3. So, the Wi-Fi button is blinking quickly. Great. Next. Now let's check. We are searching for the devices. We will find the Hyper shortly. That's why we add it via Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi is now being added. Congratulations. Give the thing a fun name. This is relevant because the devices are so nice and fine, as you can of course use multiple of these devices. And now we have our Hyper down there. And now the setup is actually already complete. Now let's see if I can see it from the device as well. Set the output power. We will limit it to 800 watts, as it should be. Continue. And
Done. Now there is a little introduction, but let's skip that. And now we should first have a device remote control tab. So I'm done for now. And now I'm moving inside. So I'm already back outside. It is still damn cold, but at least we have a bit of sunshine today, and accordingly I can show you a little bit of what's happening in the Zendure app. I won't say too much about the basic functions. Not much has really changed since last time. In principle, you have the option to feed in electricity, just like that. Time controlled, you can do it intelligently, which is the case for me with the Shelly plugs that I have placed everywhere with my devices that consume electricity. Or you can also do it based on electricity prices. There is also the CT mode, where you can do this with a Shelly Pro 3M, similar to Anker Solix with the smart meter. But that's basically how it looks. You see the solar input, you can press on it, and then you can also see the individual MPPTs and how much electricity is being generated there. And otherwise, in the top right, we have the battery. There you can see the battery level of both batteries, which are currently at 20%. They are also running actively, and otherwise you can see the consumption that is being fed into the house. And at the output, you can generally see when you are charging your battery from outside with the regular power grid. So what is quite interesting is that you can set how the electricity should be fed in here, as mentioned. However, in the energy plan, you can also additionally set in the settings how the AC charging, that is the charging of the battery, looks. And you can then, for example, set it to follow the market price. So it should start charging at a certain price. If the price then rises, it should stop charging again, and so on. This is how you can set it up. Then you can see what the prices are like at the moment, and when you want to feed in, how much you want to feed in. What I have done is make it relatively simple for myself. I use Tipper. And with Tipper, it is usually the case that the electricity price is quite good around noon. And at night, around 11 or 12, and now I have set it up like this. Under grid power charging capacity, I created a schedule, and from 0 to 5 AM, the battery is charged. And otherwise, you can do the intelligent discharging, depending on how much electricity I consume with my baseload and my other Shelly plugs. Then you simply feed in. This simply ensures that the electricity is really saved, then charged. The electricity is not. The battery is then charged, and this is how you can set it up. You can also orient yourself to the market price. There are various options and such. I need to take a closer look at that again when I have the chance. And in any case, it has the advantage that you can really charge the battery even in winter. But that only makes sense if you have a dynamic electricity tariff. If you have a regular electricity tariff where your electricity costs, I don't know, 30 cents, then it doesn't help at all. Nothing. To charge your battery and then discharge it at some point, because you lose 10% when charging, 10% when discharging, and in the end of the day, you paid the same price you would have paid if you needed the electricity. So, just a note, this AC function only makes sense if you have a dynamic electricity tariff, so keep that in mind when you activate or do not activate it. Yes, otherwise it actually looks the same as before. The interface has changed a bit since last time, but very important, you can see here in operation, this is basically the energy mode that is activated. If you want to activate the other one, you need to press this execute button so that it is applied. Very important with Zendure, you always have to confirm the app so that the changes are really applied. Yes, otherwise we basically have statistics here. You can see how electricity was generated, how it was fed in, how the battery was charged, and so on. But I can show you more about that after a few days. And I assume that I will probably start the review of the Hyper 2000 around February or March, when the sun is shining again, and I might have reached the peak again and fully utilized the 2 MPPTs. That's it for now. If you have questions about the Hyper 2000, feel free to leave them in the comments. Currently, all the pre-Black Friday promotions are running for Black Friday. There will also be savings opportunities. Zendure has put together packages, just like other manufacturers, so that you can get the Hyper 2000 batteries and also solar panels with mounting and such, and that will definitely be very interesting if you are considering it. Just wait a few days, I will link it below the video, and you can definitely save a few euros there as well. And as I said, that's it for now. That was my first impression of the Hyper 2000. I wish you a lot of fun, happy energy generation, and see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.